Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. All right, here's what I'm seeing this afternoon. The first 3 points are basically the same as this morning. The bottom line is it is abnormally warm across the west with very high snow levels, eating into snow accumulation in the Pacific Northwest and BC. Very high snow levels in Colorado, Utah. Looking ahead to the first week of February, everything is still on track. 2 different storm systems. Storm number 1, roughly 2.1 to 2.4. Storm number 2, 2.5 to 2.8. Storm number 1 looks to bring a moderate intensity atmospheric river surge, and it could develop into or give some energy to the development of a Panhandle hooker storm system for Colorado on 2-3. I'll show you what that's all about coming up. Storm number 2 could go through rapid cyclogenesis. It could become very strong off the coast of California. Could bring another heavy slug of moisture, and then develop with heavier interior snowfall as it breaks out of California eventually. So I'll show you both of these. Let me give the lay of the land right now. Here's water vapor. So this is water vapor. So you're looking at it in this channel where you have whites, blues, and greens. That's your moisture aloft. The drier air is going to be your oranges and reds. And this is where all the moisture is going right now. It's being directed into the Pacific Northwest and BC. But like I said, snow accumulation is being cut down because the snow levels are so high for this time of the year. Now behind it, that's where the game is. You've got your big trough, another low behind it, both of these sitting and spinning like on a merry-go-round. But this jet streak's going to come through, pick them up, break them loose, and then move them into the west. The first storm comes into California, very heavy precip, at moderate intensity atmospheric river surge, then it breaks loose and hits the interior. May lend itself to a low pressure over here in Colorado. The second low will come in, dig a little bit deeper, and then move into the west. That happens 2.5 through 2.8. Here's the precip associated with everything. That's the current state of affairs. Nothing across the interior. Let's move it ahead. All right, the real fun starts late 31. Here it comes. Boom, right there. Late 31 into 2.1, heavy precip into California, snow, Tahoe, Shasta, Mammoth. Then it makes its move into the interior. Here's 2.2 in the morning. Moderate to heavy snows, Tetons, Idaho, Montana, Wasatch, Colorado, New Mexico. There it is. Now, here's the key moment. This is 2-3 in the morning. The signature's there for some sort of a storm system developing in southeast Colorado or closer to Albuquerque or the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. That's a prime location for development. We sometimes call that a Panhandle hooker storm system. What it will do is hook back the moisture. You'll get that curling back of moisture over the top of Denver, the Front Range. It'll pile up in the foothills and over the Continental Divide. So there's an enhancement because of that wind coming out of the east-northeast, enhancement of upslope. And it all rotates around wherever that area of low pressure develops. And so the placement is so important. But it's throwing snow all the way back into parts of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, and the Wasatch as well. Let's go ahead in time. All right, here we are in the afternoon on 2-3. Look at all that heavy snow to the north of the storm and parts of Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. That's fascinating. 2-4 at 5 a.m., leftover snow over the eastern plains of Colorado. Still there. 2-5 early in the morning. Here comes our next storm system, busting into California with heavy snow, rapid intensification. And then it makes its move. What it's doing is it's throwing moisture out ahead of it. And then it starts to make its move on 2-6, 2-7, and 2-8. Look at it moving there. So it brings another round of heavy snow. And each day it's going to get progressively colder because by the time the first storm comes in on 2-1, it's still very warm across the west. But then it gets a little colder on 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5. Helps to support some of this snowfall. But we're not talking Arctic air. I see nothing of that. I see zero Arctic air. This is colder air, but it's not Arctic air. All right, the jet setup tells you a lot. This is 2-1, doors wide open, nose of the jet bringing in storm number 1 to California. Storm number 2, 2-7, deep trough over California. Slows the movement of this storm, 2-5 to 2-8. With impact in the Intermountain West, 2-6, 2-7, 2-8, maybe 2-9. We'll see how slow this thing moves. But that deep trough of California could get nailed. All right, snowfall by time period, 129 through 131. Nothing for the interior. It's all west coast, late in the period, and very high. Here's the grand total map, 2-1 through 2-7. Very interesting. You've got big-time snow in the Sierra. 2 different surges of atmospheric river moisture makes it possible. 1 to 2 feet pretty much everywhere else. Idaho, Tetons, parts of Montana, Wasatch, Bryan Head, Colorado. Now, the storm's still moving through Colorado on 2-8, so the numbers would continue to go up. They might even still go up in Utah on 2-8. Just a heads up on that. They'll probably go up on 2-8 in New Mexico as well. Let's break it down by time period. Storm number 1, 2-1 through 2-4. You get about a foot of snow in the Wasatch, the Tetons, Colorado, 1 to 2 feet in the Sierra. About a foot for Montana and Idaho. Storm number 2, 2-5 through 2-7. Keep in mind the numbers may still be going up on 2-8 in some of these places. Big time snow in the Sierra. Another 6 to 12 through the Wasatch, parts of Colorado, Tetons, southern Idaho. Into the northeast we go. Not much. 2-1 through 2-2, you'll get about 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New York State. So that's going to do it for this afternoon mountain weather update. We'll go back to the grand total map. 2-1 through 2-7, very impressive. I love seeing this. The only issue is, we're not talking about really cold air here. Just cold enough is probably the best way to put it. Just cold enough in a lot of places. But it will be colder than what we're dealing with right now because it feels like a beach out there right now. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in here. Take care. Until next time.